So greetings, everyone. It's really good to sort of see you. We definitely don't have sort of that two-way connection via a large Zoom webinar like this. But despite that, I want to welcome everyone to the 2021 Superintendent's Welcome Back Gathering. One of my favorite traditions is welcoming back staff to launch a school year, where I get to reconnect with everyone in person. And the last couple of years, it's fortunately been at the Ed Center or at the American Canyon High School Theater for our employees and faculty that serve in the American Canyon schools. But this year, we'll have to continue to accept mostly virtual engagement as our primary tool for reconnection with each other, with our students, and with our families. And speaking of a group of people in our organization who've modeled stellar connection with the community remotely, that would have to be our Napa Valley Unified School District Board of Education. These 7 trustees have been making the decisions over the last 6 months to ensure that NVUSD is prepared to successfully support students in these extraordinary times. They've demonstrated exemplary, unified, student-centered governance, always courageously pushing to make sure we're doing the very best for NVUSD staff and students. They've all joined us here virtually this morning, despite a couple who may have had technical difficulties. So I wanted to quickly introduce all of the members of your Board of Education. So trustees, as I say your name, if you could unmute and say a quick hello so that people can see you. Let's get started here and see, has President Isela Martin joined us? Doesn't look like she was able to make it. Okay.
I am here.
Oh, there she is. Okay, you want to say good morning, President Martin?
Yes, good morning, everyone. I wanted to make sure I was able to get a hold of absolutely all my teachers and staff this morning. I'm super excited, as also the new career that I jumped into. We're out in the field since 1 o'clock. So I just wanted to make sure that I popped in, said hello, and then we're off to bed here shortly. So welcome,
Great,
everyone.
Thank you, President Martin. Vice President Elba Gonzalez Mares.
Good morning, NVUSD community. Buenos dias. It is a pleasure to join you this morning and to at least greet you and give you a really warm thank you and virtual hug. So thank you for everything that you do, and we're rooting for you every step of the way.
Thank you. Trustee David T. Gracia.
Good morning and welcome back to the 2020-2021 school year. Make it a great one.
Great. Trustee Jose Hurtado.
It's my 16th year and my 16th welcome. I want to thank all of you for all the work you've done to prepare for this unusual school year. And thank you for all the work, and thank you for the work you've done for our children.
Thank you, Trustee Hurtado. Trustee Robin Jankwitz, who also serves this year as the clerk of the board.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Thank you, like everyone has said, for all your hard work, your dedication. I can't imagine what this summer has been like, but I know that this is going to be a successful and wonderful school year. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, Trustee Jankwitz. Trustee Joe Shunk.
Good morning, NVUSD. Welcome to the new school year. I'm not sure what it will bring, but it will be a year like no other.
And last but not least, Trustee Cindy Water.
And let me echo what Trustee Shunk said. Welcome back. Welcome back. I know you've all been working hard this summer, and there's nothing like a group of educators and the rest of the staff who can deal with ambiguity. So congratulations, and let's press forward.
Thank you, Trustee Water. So I'm really grateful and to work with this very committed, passionate board. It's been an honor working with and for them every day, especially during these extraordinary times. These trustees have been through a lot with us, and I appreciate each and every one of you for helping NVUSD make the right decisions to not only weather the COVID-19 storm, but to come out as an even stronger, more unified district that grows and nurtures a standard of excellence and equity always. So thank you. We know a highly effective board is a key ingredient to being a successful district. So thank you for your service. So we've all been in contact way more than usual this summer through our summer staff town halls and regular staff communications. So I'll keep it short today and let the assistant superintendents give brief updates about the work that they've been leading these last couple of months to ensure that NVUSD would be ready for this 2021 school year. Almost exactly 6 months ago to this day, we made the announcement that we would have to close our campuses temporarily to ensure the safety of our community and to slow the spread of the coronavirus. It's been a very bizarre and rocky ride since then. Let's take a really quick trip to the Wayback Machine. First, we hoped that we could open back up after spring break. Then we thought we may be able to open in late May or early June and possibly hold in-person graduations and promotion ceremonies. Then we thought that we could potentially resume school this month and hold all of the traditional back-to-school activities like our orientations, back-to-school nights, faculty gatherings, etc. But during every day of the summer, we constantly had to adjust our decisions and ideas, given that during these trying times, there are so many variables outside of our control. Of course, we did the right thing to ensure and prioritize the safety and health of our students, families, staff, and community. And we'll continue to do this all while delivering a stellar education to all NVUSD students. Summer, while usually filled with lots of sun and fun, was unfortunately interrupted by lots and lots of really hard work for so many NVUSD employees dedicated to preparing and planning for this new opening of school for our kids in just very new, unusual circumstances. I know I feel like in many ways I'm opening school for the first time, given all of the retooling that we've had to do. So I want to acknowledge the incredible work that has taken place to work virtually and to find the best ways to continue teaching students remotely at a distance. We were put in a position to innovate, assess, and adjust on a daily basis, reinventing systems and approaches at an unimaginable accelerated rate. And we all did exactly that. NVUSD accomplished all of that, using many of the same skills we look to develop in our students and our K-12 graduates. All the work, even though it was induced by the COVID-19 pandemic, is work that positioned us to be more prepared than ever in any environment. The list is long and I can't capture it all, but we virtualized the enrollment system and our data confirmation process, and we said goodbye to those historic paper-based forms. We did a double down on getting technology in place to facilitate distance learning, shifting from being a district so quickly that was 4-to-1 in terms of computer to student device ratio to 1-to-1 in a matter of weeks, and also brought in tools that will serve us in the long run to ensure high quality technology integration in our classrooms. We retooled our systems to accommodate a virtual and changing reality of people working through remote connections instead of in-person face-to-face ones. Plus, the centralization and reorganization of the administrative and leadership roles and functions at the district office means that we'll be able to operate even more efficiently, streamline, and collaborate all of our work, ensuring that NVUSD schools are not operating like isolated islands of excellence, but rather as one united, stronger, cohesive system of excellence. I know there are times that it has felt very chaotic, and we know the circumstances are by no means perfect. But the result today is that we are working faster in many ways, smarter in many ways, and definitely more collaboratively than ever across all of our 28 schools and across all of our departments. Thank you so much. Thank you for working so hard, for adapting to the new, Your dedication and passion for students is clear, admirable, and unwavering. I feel very proud and inspired by each and every one of you. Before I hand it off to our assistant superintendents for brief updates, I wanted to also remind you that tomorrow, our first of the year issue of what we've called the All Division newsletter will be coming out Tuesday morning to the entire NVUSD staff. Why do I mention this? Because improved, consistent communication has been a cornerstone of thriving as a school district instead of just surviving as a school district, especially true during the pandemic. So please continue to read and review district communications, since having the most up-to-date, relevant information is key to our students' success, especially in these extraordinary times. We'll be sending out that newsletter for all staff out every other Tuesday throughout the 2021 school year to keep you informed and connected as a system. And these communication efforts that you've observed all summer are all an important manifestation of our strategic plan's goal number 3, communication, community engagement, and advocacy. Now I'd like to hand it over to our assistant superintendents, who will provide some quick highlights of the redesigning, the reimagining, and the improving of many functions, processes, and initiatives that they oversee, all in service to you, our NVUSD employees, our families, and of course, most importantly, the students that we serve. I could not be doing this work with a better team of senior leaders. And as we hear about the challenges and unsolved dilemmas many districts in neighboring counties are facing, I feel grateful to work with a team that demonstrates as much passion and commitment to our district as they do. So let's hear from them today. So we're going to start out with our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Ms. Dana Page.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. At the May 23rd board meeting, just over a month from the day we stopped in-person classes, I first shared publicly how COVID-19 has helped catapult progress in some of the areas of human resources. Out of necessity, we moved 100% of our recruiting process online, from posting the job, accepting applications, through screening, interviews, and final selection. Our HR team worked hard to ensure that as we transitioned to an online process, we maintained a positive and professional experience for candidates and interview panelists. Even for classified positions, which have been a long time a strictly paper-based system, we successfully moved the application and interview process all online. We have continued the progress to the next phase after hiring, which is onboarding and orientation for new employees. It was an adjustment, and I can't say that I wouldn't have preferred meeting our new employees in person, but we still managed to get to know one another, build new relationships, and learn what makes NVUSD special. Thankfully, much of the nuts and bolts part of the onboarding were actually much more easily handled in a digital format. Those of you who already completed the online training work during COVID-19, you have already had a glimpse of how HR can streamline and send out a consistent training message district-wide now. The video contains slides with both general facts and specific information relevant for NVUSD. They were created with input from the Employee Safety Work Group and narrated by Elizabeth Gonzalez, our new Director of HR in Spanish, and myself in English. While I think it's safe to say we didn't launch any new YouTube channel star careers with our videos, they were still solid, informative, and not entirely unpleasant to watch, we hope. But more importantly, it became a prototype of the other customized messages we can create in the future. The making of that training video forced us to learn more about how to use target solutions online, not just for pre-made content like mandated reporter and anti-harassment training, but to make customized content as well. It also got us thinking about other videos that could be made and curated so that employees can easily find the information they need throughout the year. And of course, it gets us excited to learn video editing and develop our voiceover talents, or better yet, tap into the talent around us and feature our own employees and their incredible presentation skills. Of course, we are not unique in creating instructional content and curating it into videos online. We are inspired by our increased capacity as a district to more efficiently create, deliver, and archive professional development. Over the next few months, we will all have to learn new skills and try out new roles. A library of how-to videos will be essential to help employees prepare for working differently. While all this tremendous growing and learning is taking place, it creates an opportunity for HR to fast-track work on our own strategic plan goal 2.2b, developing the skills of a talented and diverse workforce through systematic training. We were already looking at ways to improve the professional growth opportunities and tracking system for our classified employees, which was cumbersome and both for the employees and for HR. Now the foreseeable needs to retrain and support new skill development among our classified staff provides a natural accelerant to the improvements we were only imagining a few months ago. As everyone's confidence with digital tools grows, we can envision broader use of them to bring better variety in content delivery and efficiency in management and completion and management of the data completion, ultimately giving our classified employees better access to training and a more convenient process to get credit for professional growth stipends. As we look forward to better use of different online tools in a variety of ways, Human Resources is committed to taking a system-wide viewpoint. We want to make sure our processes and procedures integrate seamlessly with existing online tools. The recent transition to Escape has been a huge effort for business services and human resources teams. We are still working out the kinks, but when the wrinkles are ironed out and everyone has been properly trained, we anticipate improved systems that are better integrated. For instance, Escape integrates with Frontline, our substitute management system, and now we can use that for leave management for all employees. We are excited to fully implement Escape and explore the other systems that can be integrated and potentially replace many of our antiquated paper-based systems. On a personal note, this is my 20th school year I've started here in NVUSD, and even during a pandemic, my excitement for the first day of school is as strong as ever. A new year means tons to learn, and I have always enjoyed stretching my mind and seeing things differently. A new year means new people to meet and work with, and I have always been inspired to try harder when I'm surrounded by talented people. And a new year means working hard and marking progress, task by task, assignment by assignment, day by day. I have never shied away from hard work nor wavered in taking that first step forward, even when the journey appeared long and uncertain. Now more than ever, I am excited to start the year, not in spite of the challenges ahead, but because of them. I am excited to do this with you, NVUSD. You are the smart, talented, hardworking people who make me try harder every day. Thank you and have a wonderful year.
Thank you, Ms. Page, and thank you for all your hard work in the Human Resources Division. It's been critical to navigating the COVID-19 reality, and I know it'll set us up for success here in 2021. Our next is our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Rob Rabinder-Mangwala.
Good morning. The departments in my division are Business Services, Technology, Accountability and Enrollment, and Data Services and Assessment. COVID-19 has caused unprecedented change and challenges, especially to education. These changes and challenges have given us the opportunity to rise to the occasion and provide exceptional support for our students and families in an expedient manner. Some of the supports and projects of my wonderful team of directors include Kay Vang, the executive director of the business department, is leading the conversion of our financial system to Escape, which will provide a better experience for all employees. Manuel Ruiz, the chief technology officer of the technology department, is leading the deployment of thousands of Chromebooks to support distance learning and ensure that every student and employee that needs a device has one. Chris Gross, the director of the Accountability and Enrollment Department, converted the paper in-person enrollment process to an entirely online process focused on customer service and efficiency. Peter Aboud, the director of Data Services and the Assessment Department, has worked closely with the Instructional Services Department to identify assessments that support our blended learning platforms, provide teachers with actionable data, and can be given remotely. There will be additional challenges that we'll face together as a team. We are ready for these challenges and look forward to supporting you.
Great, thank you, Rob, for all the support from the Business Services Division. Next up, we have Assistant Superintendent Mike Pearson, who oversees operational services.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. After 30 years, almost 30 years in MVSD, having experienced things like floods and earthquakes and fires and poor air quality days and public safety power shutoffs, I thought for sure there was nothing else could be thrown at us, but I was wrong. So Howard, just as we've pulled together with previous issues as a school district, I know that MVSD staff will respond because we've always rallied in the best interest of our students. On that note, the operations team comprised of Gloria Aguirre, who's the Director of Operations, Albert D'Souza, who's the Director of Maintenance and Grounds, Terry Guzman, who's the Director of Transportation, and our new Food Service Director, Julie Chesson, are all ready to take on this challenge. Maintenance and custodial / operations has been busy since the first day schools closed back on March 16th. We've become very well versed in the guidelines from the CDC, the California Department of Public Health, and the Napa County Public Health. We've also coached up our employees on the recommended safety practices and have worked tirelessly to get our classrooms, offices, and buildings ready for all of you. I cannot thank our custodians, service and supply, and maintenance employees for their dedication, energy, and willingness to do whatever is necessary to get facilities ready. We will continue to set the standard for all districts. And in addition, we are grateful for the team effort each of you is willing to be part of, so together we can make our campuses safe for students and staff. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a new Director of Food Service. Her name is Julie Chesson. She comes from the District of Ojai. Even though you cannot see her, I know Julie is waving hello and is anxious to meet each of you. If you look for positive things in pandemics, I never thought I would have to look for positive things in pandemics, but one of the positives has been that we've had a partnership between food service and transportation in delivering meals to students. We've taken meals up to Yountville, Lake Berryessa, and we've taken meals directly to the homes of many of our special needs students. While in distance learning, this partnership will continue in order to provide healthy meals for all of our students. And finally, although we don't ever want to have our campuses vacant of staff and students, many projects at several school sites have been able to move much more quickly since we have had less people on those campuses. Again, welcome back. We will look forward to making the 2021 school year a year to remember. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. And so also last but not least, we have our Assistant Superintendent, Pat Andrew Jennings, who oversees the critical piece in all of this as we prepare for teaching and learning remotely here in Phase 1, Ms. Pat Andrew Jennings, Instructional Services Division.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back from the summer that never was, right? This is probably a very, we're all thinking that what happened to the summer of 2020. So welcome back. I'm excited to launch this new school year with the new team that's in the Instructional Services Division. We have 3 new additions. Matt Manning, who comes to us from Phillips Elementary School. He's the newest Director of Curriculum Instruction and English Learner Services. We also have added Sarah Knox, who was the principal at Northwood, and she is the Director of Intervention and Prevention, which is a new position that we're excited to have. And then our 3rd new addition is Peter Hartnack, and he comes to us from River Middle School, and he was the principal there. So we're happy to have him as the new Director of Curriculum Instruction and English Learner Services. They've joined the team with Terry Lynn Rossetti, the Executive Director of Special Education, and Mike Mansway, the Director of Student Services, to be very committed and dedicated to centralizing support to school sites and streamlining communication so that you guys have, so that the staff at those sites have what they need to do the work. One of the things that you noticed, some of the teachers that participated last week in some of the professional learning that happened, we had over 100 sessions. That work was led by Sarah Knox, attended by, I think there was over 4,000 views or people attending those sessions. So it averages out to about 5 hours of training per teacher if every teacher attended an hour of training. We know that some teachers attended much more than 5 hours of training last week. So we're just super excited to have been able to offer that to teachers to prepare them for the start of this new school year. This is one of those bright spots in terms of the pandemic, being able to do a virtual, what we called our distance learning educator lab.
being able to offer that without having the logistics of trying to physically bring people back and where they're going to, host different sites. And I think that that's one of the bright spots in terms of if we're going to look at the positive side of the pandemic. We were also able to offer our parents, one of the things that we received feedback from last spring was that parents not feeling like they were prepared and have the tools to support their children at home. And so last week we had 25 webinar sessions that parents were able to attend, and we had well over 2,000 parents who attended over the course of the week. Different sessions. Some were offered during the day and some were offered in the evening. They were offered in both English and Spanish. So we were I was so grateful to hear the parents just happy to have someone to talk to and ask questions as they learned new information about how to help their students in Seesaw or Google Classroom, and they have a better understanding of what that means to be in Google Classroom or in Seesaw. And let's see. And then sometime over the next 2 days, the instructional staff will experience professional learning specifically around trauma-informed practices. This is in response to providing additional support for our students. We all recognize that this has been a traumatic experience for not just our students, but ourselves, and really trying to provide some resources and support to students around and building that community in the classrooms. So you'll have that training, you'll experience that. And as we begin this new school year, I just want to reinforce that I want you to prioritize relationships over content, okay? So connection over content. It's really important that we reconnect with our students because I know that it's been a challenging time for them. And also the last thing, and I've said this in the spring, is to extend grace, not just to yourself when you're trying new things, but also to those around us, because we don't know what everyone is sort of holding on to and dealing with. So let's make sure to extend grace as we learn new things. I had an experience where I tried a new skill, didn't go very well, and I just gave myself a little grace, and hopefully people will extend that as well out to you. And thank you so much. I'm excited. We're in this together and we'll only get through it together. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful start to this very unusual school year.
Great. Thank you, Pat. And thank you to the 4 assistant superintendents for sharing sort of all the silver linings, right? As we've shared in this last half hour, we know that the pandemic has put extraordinary pressure on the system, but it's also created extraordinary opportunities for us to rethink and reimagine how we educate, how we operate as a school district. And most importantly, it's unveiled the greatest strength in the Napa Valley Unified School District, which is this organization and this community knows how to come together in times of crisis. We know how to rally, we know how to connect, and we know how to rely on our relationships. And so, like Pat said, let's remember the importance of those relationships, the relationships with each other, the relationship between our schools and the district office, the relationship with our families, and most important, the relationships with the students that we serve. It's through nurturing those relationships that excellence will continue to grow here in NVUSD. So again, I want to thank the governance team, our 7 trustees, the 4 assistant superintendents, and all of our employees. And I couldn't close today's session without a giant sense of gratitude also to our union leaders, Ms. Leslie Walder, Ms. Gail Young, Mr. Edgar Ventura, who've done an extraordinary job of collaborating with us, representing all of the employees in the school district. It's been really, really tough to try and solve these complex problems. And unlike the situation many districts are facing, we've been able to be productive and collaborate, again, through the power of the relationship. And so we want to thank the 3 of them for their leadership and the leadership of their teams. I know NVUSD will do an amazing job for our students and families. We believe in you. We are here to support you along the way. So we wish you the very best of luck and welcome back to learning, even if it's at a distance. We wish our teachers an outstanding week of collaboration and professional development as you prepare to greet kids on Thursdays. So remember, we are the Napa Valley Unified School District. We are NVUSD, and we've got this. And so I want everybody to unmute, say goodbye, and thank everybody and wish them good luck.
Bye.
Everyone.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Have a great start to the school year, everyone. Thank you.